Audio, ValleyCentral.com, along with KHGN. Jonathan, beautiful night for football. It is another day in district play.
Yes, sir. It's a nice warm night here at Bogus Stadium. We have the Brownsville Porter Cowboys who are coming out, and they want to challenge the Harlingen Cardinals, who have done a great job playing here at home. But the Brownsville Porter Cowboys, they're here ready to go tonight. They're going to want to try to put some points up on the board early. They don't want to get behind quickly against this Harlingen Cardinals team that can really shut you down when they got a lead.
The Harlingen Cardinals have been rolling in district play. They have not lost a game since their very first one of the season against San Antonio Johnson. They look to continue their district play winning streak here tonight against the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have struggled this season. We saw them here on this field against Harlingen South a few weeks ago, Jonathan, and they struggled to get that offense going.
Yes, they did struggle. Again, Harlingen South, they do have a very strong defense, so most teams have struggled against them. But Harlingen Cardinals defense is just as fierce as the Harlingen South defense, so I expect that the Harlingen Cardinals will be able to shut down the offense of the Porter Cowboys, but you never want to underestimate an opponent. Harlingen does not want to give up anything to these Porter Cowboys because you give them a little bit of life, and sometimes they'll hold on to it.
Last week here, live at Bogus Stadium, we had the opening kickoff returned by yet another Brownsville team. So we're going to see tonight as they get ready. Harlingen High will be kicking this football off to the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. Come out in a very bunched formation, but it is a long, high kick. Number 7 for the Porter Cowboys will return this one. That is going to be David Pacheco. He brings it out to the 15-yard line, and he will be tackled quickly by number 31 of the Harlingen Cardinals, Amado Estrada.
You don't usually see a bunch formation kickoff like that. That was something very different, and one of the Cardinal defenders was able to get free, I'm sure, as the Porter's return team was trying to set up and figure out who they were going to block. They were not expecting to see that because we haven't seen Harlingen do that this year. And so they were able to get great coverage on it as one defender went in free. And we'll see this Porter offense come out at about the 18-yard line for the first drive. 11 minutes, 53 seconds. And the first drive is about to start. Porter Cowboys with the ball.
We will note also that earlier before the game we saw number 2, Gilbert Bermea, the middle linebacker for the Cardinals, is in blue jeans playing close tonight, so he will not be playing. Here we go, Porter Cowboys come to the line. It's going to be hand off to his running back. This time he's going to try to take it up the middle. There's nowhere to go, nowhere space to run there. Frank Alvarado is the quarterback, number 18, handing it off to his running back for a short gain.
Yeah, I said before, this Cardinal defense, they are pretty stout, and so right there we saw them come up with a quick stop to the first opening run, and so it was a no-gainer for Porter. Looks like the referees are pausing it for a second for some reason, and we'll begin play again.
Looks like it was a 5-yard penalty, perhaps an offside versus the Cardinals. So it'll be first down and 5 to go now as the Porter Cowboys come out in pistol formation. He fakes it. He's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Ball is on the ground. Fumble, and the Cardinals will recover it in the end zone. It is touchdown, Harlingen Cardinals, as the quarterback fumbled the ball as he was being pressured in the backfield. And the Harlingen Cardinals come up with the first score of the game. This number 90, Marcus Garcia, with a touchdown.
Well, there we see a defender coming free here on the replay, untouched on the blind side of this quarterback as he was looking the other direction. And then their players scramble and recover the ball as he let it go. We saw Porter earlier this year. They gave up a fumble right away in their first drive against Harlingen South here on this field. And now tonight on their first drive, they give up another fumble. And so they go down 7-0 as the extra point was good. So 7-0, 11-22 in the first quarter. Porter Cowboys will expect to return the ball once again and put that offense out there. So right there we saw Aaron. We said number 2, Bermea for Harlingen. He's on the sidelines. He's one of their big leaders, big impact player for that Harlingen Cardinals defense. But they didn't need him there as number 24 pulls the ball loose and the other Cardinals recovered into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
I was going to make mention that as I was watching that Harlingen Cardinal defense, there were a lot of players on there that have not been starting this season, and so perhaps Harlingen is trying some new players out on that defense right off the bat, and even at that, they were able to put a stop, force a turnover very early on in this game, and they have struck first 7-0. Just not even a minute played in tonight's game, and Harlingen Cardinals are already on the board. So they're going to line up again in that weird bunch formation as they're getting ready to kick off to the Brownsville Porter Cowboys again. They're all huddled up in the middle, but the kick is high and deep. It's going to be returned from the 4-yard line. Goes number 7, David Pacheco, and he's past the 20 now, the 25, 30, and he's going to fall down at the 30-yard line as Pacheco finding some space on that interesting-looking kickoff formation that Harlingen has already employed twice in this game tonight.
Yes, it's an unorthodox look that they're putting out there. That time, the Porter Cowboys were able to get some good blocks out there. There were no free runners coming up for the receiving team, and so they're able to get the ball out to about the 30-yard line. So second drive coming out, they'll have it at the 30-yard line. And the Porter Cowboys are in shotgun formation, running back to the right, 2 receivers to each side. Runner comes in motion. Another fumble on the play as there was some misdirection, and both running backs ran into each other as the quarterback tried handing off to one. He recovers the ball for a loss of about 2 yards, or 1 yard.
Already from the last time that they played, we see that Porter's got another running back in there. Looks to be number 35, George Gutierrez. That time they're running this little end around where this end around is coming and trying to get that handoff. He faked it last time in which he was pressured and fumbled the ball. This time tries to hand it off, another fumble. So here we go. This time number 18, again, Frank Alvarado in that shotgun formation. Sends his receiver again in motion. Second down, 11 to go. Taking his time now, waiting the snap. It's good. He's looking right. He rolls right, starts to dump it to his fullback as he is pressured again by number 24 in the corner. Nothing doing there. Incomplete pass.
Again, right there we see pressure again by the edge rusher, number 24 of Harlingen Cardinals. He's able to put some pressure off the quarterback there, so the quarterback had to dump it a little early. The fullback hadn't even turned to look yet as he had just begun his route. Too much pressure by the Harlingen Cardinals defense there.
For those y'all tuning in, it is 7-0, 10 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Harlingen Cardinals are on top. Frank Alvarado, quarterback. He's got 5 wide receivers this time. He's looking right for the quick hitter. Oh, and it is almost intercepted by a Cardinal defender there as he was trying to find his outside receiver for a quick little hitch route. It's going to break up a 4th down, and the punt unit comes onto the field.
Yeah, right there, number 5, Steven Casca. He had his hands on it, but he was not able to bring it in. That could have easily been another defensive touchdown for the Harlingen Cardinals. He's not able to bring it down, so they will put out their return team against the punting team of the Porter Cowboys. Another drive that doesn't go anywhere for the Porter Cowboys. Harlingen Cardinals defense has played strong so far.
And number 7 will be punting it to number 7, David Pacheco. Back to return number 7, Jordan Ramirez. The snap is good. Oh, and he almost has it blocked, but he's able to duck the blocker, and he gets a great punt off. It's all the way down as Ramirez is going to field this at the 15-yard line. He's trying to get it to the outside, out to the 20, and he'll be forced out at the 24-yard line, does Jordan Ramirez. But what a job there by David Pacheco, the punter, as he ducked under one possible blocker and was able to get off a really nice punt.
Well, that Cardinal defender thought he was going to get his hands all over the ball as he was coming in fast and free. Punter makes a smart play, and it's almost like if he punt faked him, says he faked the punt, the defender goes up in the air trying to block, and he just takes a step to the side the same way someone punt fake in a basketball game.
Here we go. Brandon Garza will take over here for the Harlingen Cardinals. He's going to run the option keeper this time, gets around the corner, and he's going to blast through 2 defenders there as he pushes forward for the first down. Brandon Garza, number 15, running strong.
Yes, right there we see it's a simple option play going to the right side. Good blocking up front as he makes one move up the field, and he gets touched about the 8-yard line, and then he drags 2 Porter defenders another 2 yards. Nice play call by the Cardinals and executed well.
Here we go. 4 wide receivers. Brandon Garza is looking left. He wants number 1. That's Brandon Vasquez. He'll find him up to the 50-yard line, breaks the halfway point of the field, and he's in a foot race now, but he will be thrown out or wrangled out, if you will, at the 30-yard line as they connect for a big-time pass play. That'll go about 43 yards.
Yeah, it looked right there. The Porter Cowboys, they were dropped back. They were trying to respect the big playability of the Harlingen Cardinal receivers. And so the Harlingen offense just took what they gave him, and they gave the little short pass, and then we saw him run out. And here come the Cardinals coming right away for another play.
Quick set offense. Brandon Garza ready to receive this snap. He hands it off to number 23. That's Fidencio Gonzalez. He cuts and reverses field to the left now, and he's going to fall forward. It looks like it will be another first down for number 23, Fidencio Gonzalez, as he started right, ended up going left.
Yeah, there was some good push up front by the defensive players right there, and so he ran into the pile right away, but he makes a nice athletic move, shows his speed, reverses and goes the other direction on the field. Some nice blocking by the backside lineman there, making the play really go. I think had he kept outside, he might have had a chance to take it all the way to the house, but he made one cut to the inside and was tackled by the first defender that met him.
Well, the Harlingen Cardinals have been employing the running back by committee approach this season, as they have had a few running backs working through that position there. And this time, Fidencio Gonzalez, who's getting the start tonight, is looking quick on his feet. I was looking up the stats here for Brownsville Porter, and they are actually seeking their very first victory of the season. They have not won a game yet. Up to this point in the season. Of course, we mentioned the Cardinals have only lost one game, first game to San Antonio Johnson, and so they have been rolling through this season after that. And so Porter looking for their first victory. Early on, though, it is Cardinals that are in control of this. Early in this first quarter, it is 7-0. For those of you all listening live at valleycentral.com, welcome to Bogus Stadium, as we're bringing this football game, this beautiful Friday night, live to you.
And something interesting on the last play, when Harlingen does huddle up, their linemen come out firing, ready to go as they line up quickly and get on the ball. As the defense tries to figure out what they're doing, they're ready to push the ball up the field.
Number 68, that's Orlando Garza for the Porter Cowboys, walks off on his own power. Here we go, Brennan Garza, new running back in. That's Yellerson Castillo, number 28. He will get the pitch looking right side, 20, the 15, up to the 10. There's a flag on the play. He will have the first down, as it's about a 13, 14-yard run. But again, the head linesman on the sideline throwing a flag. Whitecap will have the official ruling.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a holding call, most likely. But interesting, nice play that the Cardinals put out there, as the outside linebacker came in right to the quarterback. Yellerson Castillo ran off to the side, and he did kind of a forward side pitch, and he received it and was able to run free through all of the open gaps on the outside. But there was a flag, and it does go against the Harlingen Cardinals, so it'll be brought back. It'll be first and about 20 yards.
The replay of first down comes for the Harlingen Cardinals after a nice run. I think they had converted pretty much on every first play, converted it to a first down so far on this series. So this time they will get pushed backward. Here we go. Brandon Garza in that shotgun. He has 4 receivers this time. Calling for looking left. He wants Rosales quickly, number 11, up to the 25, the 20, the 15, all the way up to the 9-8, pushing the pile to the 3-yard line. Goes number 11, Mark Rosales, and he will have the Cardinal first down.
Again, the Porter Cowboys are giving him that short little pass on the sides, as we see here on the replay. He comes out, looks left, passes to the receiver. They're giving him that look. Two players came up quickly, and then he gets the ball, and he just keeps his feet rolling, as we see his feet pumping here on this replay, as he drags, count 4 Porter Cowboys, with Castillo also pushing the pile as well.
Here we go. Fidencio Gonzalez trying to make it into the end zone for the Cardinals, and it is touchdown Cardinals as number 23. Fidencio Gonzalez pushes his way into the end zone, pushing a mass of Brownsville Porter Cowboys. Touchdown Cardinals, 13-0, 8 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Right there on that last run play, we see the offensive line as well as the runner just continue to push, as it was not a quick hitting touchdown. He hits the pile, and the pile just slowly kept on moving towards the goal line as it crosses over. The kick is good, and so the Harlingen Cardinals will take a 14-0 lead. 8 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Aaron, what'd you like about that first drive, or that second drive right there?
That second drive was impressive, because it seemed like every time they set that football down for a new set of downs, the Cardinals were converting on that first play. They had that one holding call, but then they come right back the next one, throw a quick hitter to Mark Rosales, and they convert to another first down. Next one, touchdown. So the Harlingen Cardinals did not have a second down marker on the field during that series. And so they have just steamrolled the Brownsville Porter Cowboy defense in that last series to a 14-0 score on the scoreboard. So impressive, short passes and run plays by the Harlingen Cardinals, and they got it done on that one.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see that they were getting 10-plus yards. So their average right now of their offense on each play is over 10 yards. Very impressive job right now by the Harlingen Cardinal offense.
And they will come back to that spread kickoff formation. They tried that little bunch formation. You'll have to check that out on the video replay. Here we go. The kick is up, and it is a booming kick this time, but it will be returned. It's caught at the 2-yard line. It's brought out to the 15. The returner tries to reverse field, ends up going backwards, and he will lose some yardage after contact. So they're going to call him down at the 12-yard line. The Porter Cowboys will take over.
Yeah, it looked like he had a small gap down the middle, but it quickly shut, and he tried to reverse and make a play, but there was nowhere for him to go as multiple Cardinal defenders came free, unblocked, and so he really had nowhere to go on that one. Good job by the Cardinal coverage team on the kickoff.
Well, the Cardinal fans are out in numbers tonight. It's not as packed as we have seen it before, but there are still plenty of fans here in the red and black, here to support the Harlingen Cardinals. Here we go, first down for Alvarado, and he's in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to his running back. Running back finds a few yards through that stout Cardinal defense, but he will be tackled. It'll be a gain of 2 yards for the running back, and the running back trying to get his number there as he slips into the pile, but not much there either way. Second down.
A little surprising because this Porter offensive line look like they have a lot of weight to them. Several of these young men here have impressive girth to them. So I'd like to see them try to push the Harlingen Cardinal defensive line a little bit more.
And it's another handoff now, and he'll be met quickly. This time looks like it'll be a loss of about half a yard for the Porter Cowboy running back. Nowhere to run. That is number 35, George Gutierrez, the sophomore running back.
Yeah, right there on that one, as soon as the runner got the ball, there were about 4 Harlingen Cardinal jerseys all around him. He had nowhere to go as there was a ton of penetration right at the point of attack. And so it was going to be an unsuccessful play for the Porter Cowboys.
Third down, 8 yards to go for Alvarado, and they get the Cardinals to jump across the line here. Free play, and he goes downfield. It is intercepted, but this will be coming back, no doubt about that. It is intercepted by number 6, Felix Reina. But Jonathan, I think we saw about 4 or 5 guys pass the line of scrimmage when that ball was snapped.
Yes, we did see multiple defenders jump in, even though we saw a pick return for an interception right there. It will not be put on the scoreboard for them. Impressive that he made the interception. If you look at him as the play was going through, he has a cast on one of his hands. So impressive that I think that he was able to put his hands on it. He really reached up and caught it with his hands and takes it in. But again, the play is no good because we all know that it was about 4 players that came off sides on that. So
we do have a Brownsville Porter player down on the field. This will be the second injury of the night now, and this is one of those impressive-looking offensive linemen you were talking about just a few moments ago. He is being tended to on the field. Players are on one knee. For those of y'all listening live again, we're at the 7:25 mark in the first quarter. It is 14-0. The Harlingen Cardinals are ahead. They scored first on a fumble recovery in the end zone. Then their offensive unit was able to put a series together. So 14-0, 7:25 left to go. The player is up, and he's actually jogging off the field, so good sign there. That's number 64. That's Jared Vallejo, and he'll be jogging off the field. So it's going to bring up a third down, about 3 yards to go as the Porter Cowboys are desperately trying to make something happen here. So the interception does not stand, obviously, as they had a 5-yard infraction.
yeah, Felix Arenas is not going to be happy that his front lineman went off sides, but Porter Cowboys get another chance here.
And Alvarado is going to try to make this, and they get him to jump again. It's another flag, off sides, as they're going with that hard count. Alvarado trying to get outside. He'll actually almost trip over that yellow flag that was thrown. So this will be another 5-yard penalty. This will result in a first down for the Porter Cowboys.
Yeah, right here we see them. We've known the Harlingen Cardinals to be an aggressive team, blitzing a lot, attacking. There have been several plays where they did have a lot of penetration. A lot of times when you have penetration, it's because guys are jumping that snap. So it looks like the Porter Cowboys saw that, and so they attack the aggressiveness of the Harlingen Cardinals. That's going to slow them down. I'd imagine that we won't see guys jumping so aggressively across when they got burned right now, and have allowed now Porter for the first down of the night.
So that will bring up a first down, like Jonathan says, and taking advantage of that aggression there. Yeah, they've caught him twice already. So here we go. First down, 10 yards to go. Alvarado in the shotgun, waiting for the snap here. He's going to hand it off to his running back. Running back runs right into the back of his own offensive lineman. It looks like there's the ball on the ground, but I don't see a fumble beanbag. So it will be ruled down. It's going to be a second down and about 11.
And we see the line judge calling it down right away as he comes in from the side saying it was down. There's really nowhere for the runner to go. Is right where they tried attacking that middle part of the Cardinal defense. It was just completely stuffed, Aaron. There was nowhere for that runner to go as it was stuffed, and then these outside rushers were coming in from the side, pinching in. So there was nowhere for the runner to go on that one.
They'll give him a second down and a long 10 for Alvarado. He's got his running back with him in the backfield here. Got an up back, like a fullback. That's number 44, Jonathan Howard. We've seen him try to get out of the backfield and catch some passes. Alvarado waiting for the snap. Here you go. He's looking left. He wants his receiver on the outside, but it's an overthrown pass. It'll be incomplete.
Yeah, right there. There was man-to-man defense as there were blitzers coming in from the Cardinals. He had to let go of it right away. He makes a good read. The receiver had a small space, but it was going to be for a minimal gain as the ball was overthrown, and the receiver looked like he would have gotten caught pretty quickly.
Third down, 10 yards to go, 6 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 14-0 Cardinals lead. We're down to 10 on the play clock. Alvarado looking to the sideline. He has his play. 4 receivers looking left. Quick hitter there, and that is number 44. I mentioned that that is one of his favorite targets, and he will get the first down. It is completed number 44, Jonathan Howard, the senior fullback, catching a pass, converting for the Porter Cowboys.
Yeah, we saw the fullback right there. He goes and finds a gap in the Cardinal defense. Looked like the Cardinals were running a zone defense there, and he found a little gap in the zone, caught it, easy completion, and then he was able to run it in, dragging some defenders past the first down line.
First down for the Porter Cowboys. That's the first earned first down, as the previous one was on 2 5-yard offside penalties. Here we go. First down and 10 for Alvarado. 10 on the play clock again. He will hand it off. Yes, it is handed off to his running back. That looks to be a number 36, though we do not have a name for him. Could it be 35? 35, we do have a name for 35. That is George Gutierrez, a sophomore running back, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 4 yards.
And we saw this time there was a hole right there for him to run through, and the offensive line was able to maintain their blocks and keep the Harlingen Cardinal defenders off of him. He makes one nice cut off the linebacker, spins. The linebacker does drag him down, but not until he gains 5 yards.
Second down and 6. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Porter Cowboys trying to get something going as they are down 14-0 as the Cardinals have scored quickly. Here we go. A little blitz showing here from the Cardinals, and it comes. Alvarado under pressure again by number 24. He flings it up in the air to try to get rid of it. Almost intercepted. Incomplete pass.
He gets very lucky right there. I'm not sure why he tried to escape the pocket so quickly on that one. He caught it, and he was instantly running to the right side as one of his offensive linemen was trying to protect the outside. He really caused himself to be pressured there, but it didn't look like there was pressure coming from the middle. He may have been a pre-snap read that he thought, just got it wrong, but he almost made a huge mistake by throwing it, almost intercepted.
Third and 6 for Alvarado. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and he is hit right away. I mean, as soon as that ball was handed off, there was nowhere to run. He'll lose about 2 yards on that carry. And that is number 20, it looks like, for Porter Cowboys. And that'll bring up a fourth down, Jonathan.
Yeah, right there, Ray Moreno came on a stunt. He's been playing the outside edge, but on that one, he kind of reversed around. A stunt is when he blitz or when he changes his role, and he went down the middle, left him right at the perfect time because it was a delayed handoff, and so he meets him as soon as he gets the ball. Brings him down ferociously behind the line of scrimmage.
Good thing that was not fumble because that could have happened definitely. Here we go, number 7. That's Pacheco looking to punt this away to number 7, Jordan Ramirez. Good snap, pressure, and he eludes the blocker again and is able to get another punt off under pressure. And I tell you what, for the pressure that he was under, that is a fantastic punt as it rolls all the way down to the Cardinal 20. Twice already, Jonathan, that punter, Pacheco, has been under pressure. He evades that blocker rugby style and gets that ball away.
Yeah, that was very impressive once again as he does the punt fake kick and fools the defender just enough. The defender wasn't fooled quite as badly as the last time, but it is enough for him to move to the side and clear off a clean punt. and then it takes a nice Porter bounce, as the punt wasn't very far this time, but it does get the good bounce.
Brandon Garza in the pistol formation. That means that he has his running back behind him, about 7 yards off the ball. He's going to pitch it. This is Yellerson Castillo, 28. He's got some room on the left-hand side. He's going to gain a couple of yards. Oh, and he is able to get away from a blocker. He's reverse field, but he's lost a lot of yards. Big block, 2 flags. Here he goes all the way on the right-hand side now to the 40-45. And he must have run about 70 yards on that play, ladies and gentlemen, to have a gain of 20. But hold that marker, because we have 2 yellow flags on the field.
Yeah, I was going to say that you need to go back and watch that play.
Wow.
Even though it'll be a penalty and it's going to be taken back, that was one special play. We saw him go left, and he looks like he's getting dragged down by a defender, and it gives enough time for several Porter defenders to come after him, but he shows his lightning speed, and we see him go backwards, losing yards, but he makes them all up as he gets around the entire defense on the edge until he's finally dragged down for about a 10-yard gain. But again, it will be erased because it looked like there was a big block in the back, in the middle of it all, and will be penalized for it.
Folks, I was trying to add it up in my mind, and I said he must have run about 60 yards. No joke on that play, but it does come back. So it brings up a first down and 20 yards to go. They're now down on their own 11-yard line. The Cardinals are, and he hands it off to his receiver coming on the end. He's got some space to run. He's past the original line of scrimmage. Goes Bowie Davis, number 12, and he'll be wrangled out of bounds here. And it's going to be a nice gain of about 14 yards for Bowie Davis, end around.
Yeah, right there we see some nice blocking by his receivers on the edge. A lot of times when a big play like that is happening, it happens because several players have made good blocks, and so his receivers make the good blocks. He's finally able to get dragged down. It's been pretty impressive to see that a lot of times when these guys are running by him, so far the Porter Cowboys have been able to hold on to their jerseys.
2nd and 5 now for the Cardinals as they make up some of that deficit. Here we go. It's handed off to number 23. That's Fidencio Gonzalez. He's breaking into the outside. He's breaking about 2 or 3 tackles as he finally falls forward here for a gain of about 8 yards. It will be a first down for the Cardinals as number 23, Fidencio Gonzalez, running some hard yards there, converting for the Cardinal offense.
Well, right there he runs in an aggressive manner on that one. He took the ball, and as soon as it was in his hands, he was running hard. There was not much for him to look at. He wasn't trying to read the plays that much. He just took off. And there was some nice initial blocking, and then he just ran through a couple of arms.
1st and 10. Brandon Garza hands it off again to Bowie Davis. Same play as earlier. Around the end. Gets a block from a wide receiver. He's got 7, 8, 9 yards. He's going to fall forward. Looks like it will be a first down for the Cardinals as Bowie Davis comes on the end around. Big play.
Nice play. We saw it earlier, just like you said. Again, nice blocking by the receivers on the edge. There was one Porter defender that came up quickly and looked like he was going to be able to make a play, but the runner gets around him. That was, again, number 12, Bowie Davis, gets around the whole Porter defense there.
Brandon Garza looking for the play on the sideline there. Bowie Davis, I think he was been out for a couple of weeks. He's back again, and he is playing hard tonight. Here we go. Brandon Garza, shotgun formation, 1st and 10. We're down at 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Brandon Garza pressured, gets away. He's going to launch it downfield. He has a receiver wide open. Incomplete pass to number 1, Brandon Vasquez, who was wide open. Jonathan, could it be that pressure that just had that pass just inaccurate enough to be incomplete?
And it looked like it was a confusing play there. It looked like one side of the offensive line thought they were running a screen play because no one blocked the defensive lineman. A couple of the Porter defenders reacted like if it was a screen, and they sat back, but one defense tackle went right up the middle, put too much pressure. I think he would have caught the receiver in stride had he been able to throw without the pressure.
2nd down and 10 for Brandon Garza. 4 receivers. He's looking left. He wants downfield. He goes downfield. Now he has Brandon Vasquez wide open to the 15, the 5. It will be a touchdown for the Cardinals. A 50-yard strike from Brandon Garza to number 1, Brandon Vasquez. He had him open the second time around. He didn't mess that one up. Touchdown Cardinals.
Now here we see him drop back as he makes the throw, hits him right on the money in his hands, and then we see his speed as no one's going to catch him from behind. Right there we saw a nice route combination by the Harlingen Cardinals as there was an inside receiver going down the middle, and then we see the deep ball go right behind them as the safety was occupied with another receiver. Easy completion for Harlingen right there. Nice play.
50-yard touchdown, and the extra point is up, and it is good. Samuel Bazan pulling the kicking duties for the Cardinals tonight. It is now 21-0, ladies and gentlemen, and we are not done with the first quarter yet. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. We have a defensive touchdown, 2 offensive touchdowns for the Harlingen Cardinals, and Brownsville Porter has not found a way to stop the bleeding yet.
And we've seen a very impressive opening right now for the Harlingen Cardinals. Just like you said, we've seen them score in a couple different ways. Very nice job tonight. We saw them score a touchdown on the run. Now we see them on a long pass. And then it was all started by a defensive touchdown. So we've seen them score in just about every way, minus kicking field goals because they haven't had to.
Minus kicking field goals. We would have had an interception return for a touchdown if it wasn't for that neutral zone infraction. So Cardinals doing it a few different ways tonight, and here come the Porter Cowboys on to return this kick. David Pacheco, number 7, deep, along with number 1, Angel Rodriguez, and the Cardinals come with a traditional, this time, kickoff formation as Bazan gets ready to boot this one, and it is a long kick, and Pacheco will let this one go. Well, he picks it up, but he's in the end zone, kneels it, touchback. The Porter Cowboys will have the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and here come the Cardinals defense coming out again without one of their lead players in Gilbert Bermea, but he is cheering them on from the side. He's got to be happy with what his defense has done so far. They are a little upset because they gave up one first down that was unearned that they gave up to them, and then they gave up another one that was earned by the Porter Cowboys on the last drive. Let's see if the Porter Cowboys are able to get the ball rolling again, get a couple of first downs, and then maybe finish off this drive with put some points up on the board.
So we will have a 1st and 10 for number 18, Frank Alvarado. Comes out in that shotgun formation with that fullback, number 44. And he's looking to pass on this first down. Throws it out to that fullback, 44. Jonathan Howard trying to escape a defender but will not. And so he will be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Should be a 2nd down and 10. Howard is slow getting up. Looks like he may have been injured on that play.
Yeah, right there we see him. He put a nice stiff arm on the defender, but the defender was able to drag him down, put an awkward little arch. Might have hurt his hip a little bit. Maybe one of his pieces. He didn't look like he was brought down that hard, but it was a little bit awkward. There we saw the quarterback. He was looking right at that fullback the whole way. I think the read that he made was he wanted to dump it off to the fullback right away. Fullback could have made a play had he been able to break the tackle there, but the defender for the Harlingen Cardinals is able to drag him down and keeps him for a no gainer on that one.
Number 44, Jonathan Howard, has been one of his favorite receivers out of the backfield there, and so hopefully he is okay. Just want to take this moment. Just remind you that this game will be aired on Harlingen CISD's TV station, KHGN. That is cable channel 17 and available for streaming on YouTube as well. And pictures of tonight's sporting event will be available on the photo page of the district's website. And we'd like to also take this time to thank our interim. Well, actually, he is our superintendent named last finalist now. That is Dr. Arturo Cavazos. And so congratulations to him on being the finalist for our district. And, of course, our school board members for making all of this possible.
Yes, and we'd like to thank all of our school board members, starting with our president, George McShann, and then our vice president, Javier de Leon, our secretary, Greg Powers, and our other members, Dr. Nolan Perez, Berna Young, Gary Fleuria, and Dr. Cesar Maldonado. It's been beautiful to be a part of this school district. Working, these members, they put in all their time and effort to volunteer it. And so thank you very much to them, as well as the leadership of our lone finalists remaining, Dr. Cavazos.
Yes. Big thank you to all of you. Here we go, returning back to some football on the field here. We have a 2nd down and 10 to go right at 2:01 left in this first quarter still, as Alvarado waiting for the snap here as the chains are set. 2nd and 10, here we go. Blitz off the corner, but he does hand it off to his running back. Running back's going to fall forward for a gain of maybe a yard. That is number 20 for the Porter Cowboys.
Yeah, right there the defender is able to hold on to him. Had he not been able to hold on, there was blitzes coming off the edge, and it was attacked right up the middle. Had he broken that tackle, he would have been able to most likely get the first down there, but he is dragged down, so it'll be a 3rd and long.
3rd down, 8 yards to go, 1 minute and 25 seconds, ticking. 21-0 Cardinals lead in this game. Watch the blitz on the corner. Oh, someone comes across again. They're going to blow this one dead. There probably was some contact. Going to find out whether this was offense or defense, but it is another neutral zone infraction. Whitecap is going to say it is offside on the Cardinals. So a 5-yard penalty, remains third down. So that will be a 3rd down and 3 now that the Porter Cowboys will have coming up on this next play. And they are rolling right to the line. Not going to take any time. 21 seconds on that play clock. Alvarado, 3rd and 3. Looking left, lets it fly, but he lets it fly to a no-fly zone. Nobody is there, Jonathan. Incomplete pass will bring up a 4th down for the Porter Cowboys.
Yeah, there must have been some miscommunication on the play, or the receiver ran a different route than the quarterback expected, because he threw it to where no one was there. Interesting to see that the defense by the Cardinals there have been known to be an aggressive defense, but there was no one back there, so they were playing a straight man-to-man and covering all the short area. But they were able to stop him there as the quarterback threw it to where there was no one ready to catch it.
Well, I tell you what, the last 2 punts for the Porter Cowboys have almost, almost been blocked. So Pacheco, number 7, is back to wait on this snap here. He's had to duck a couple of blockers the past 2 times. The snap is good. He actually gets this one off clean just in time, and Ramirez will have a chance to return this one. He gathers it at the 40-yard line up to the 45, slipping a couple of tacklers. This time somebody gets a hand on his jersey and does not let go. So he'll be coming down about the 48-yard line. And the Cardinals will have the ball at their own 48-yard line as Jordan Ramirez returns it. Looked like a lot longer, but ended up being about an 8-yard return.
Yeah, there we see another clean punt by the punter. I'm a little surprised that it was clean because there was, again, another free defender coming right at him, but he has a quick release on his punt and gets it off before anyone's able to get to it. 1st
down, 10 to go. We still have 54 seconds in this first quarter. Brandon Garza, he's going to run the option. He's going to pitch it to his running back on the outside. Running back has some space to run, puts his head down. And that is Robert Davila, who was lost early in this season with an injury to his arm, his elbow, shoulder area on that right side. And he is back here tonight in full force, and he is back on the field here at Bogus Stadium. So welcome back to number 20, Robert Davila. He'll gain about 8 yards, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, there we see another option play by the Harlingen Cardinals as the defender comes quickly up to the quarterback, but he pitches it quickly, and we see the runner, Davila, make the big play.
2nd down. He hands it off again to Davila. Davila's got some space to run, putting his head down. He will not be taken down easily. He will have the 1st down and much more here for the Cardinals, as that will probably be the last play of the first quarter. 1st down, Harlingen.
Well, we saw Davila on the last play. He does put his head down as he ran it, and here we see it again here on the replay as he's met square with one of the defenders, and he puts his head down and just runs over him, keeps his footing. That same defender that he ran over, though, did not give up on the play, and is actually the one that dragged him down.
And that will signal the end of the first quarter. Those of y'all listening live at valleycentral.com, it is 21-0. Harlingen Cardinals are ahead in this ball game, and they are driving, and they are moving into that red zone here as they are now on the 33-yard line of the Porter Cowboys. So thank y'all for those listening live right now at with KHGN and valleycentral.com. It is a pleasure to have you here, Aaron Saenz and Jonathan Medina in the booth, bringing this game live to you.
In that first quarter, Aaron, we saw Harlingen Cardinals. They seemed to really dominate both sides of the ball, and they've really had their will with this Porter Cowboys. But it's a new quarter, and we're going to have to see what these Porter Cowboys can do in the second. They have shown some moments to do some things right, but not enough tonight, Aaron. And so right now, the Cowboys have not owned any part of the game, really. It's been all Harlingen Cardinals.
And Brandon Garza is going to come out with 4 receivers. He has 2 sets of 2 bunched up together. Davila is his running back. He will hand it off to him. He finds some space up the right side. He's down to the 20, the 15, and he's barely tripped up here. He's going to fall forward to about the 12, 13-yard line as number 20, Robert Davila, showing some moves and some speed and a lot of power, getting yet another 1st down for this Harlingen Cardinal offense.
You've got to like the way he runs the ball. He runs the ball with power. He is not going to try to speed around you or cut around you. He is coming right at you. And I think his offensive linemen have responded to it because they are coming out rolling over these Cowboy defenders.
And here we go, 1st and 10. Davila gets the handoff again. This time, though, his power running meets a power defender, and the defender is able to stick him one-on-one and drops him for a very, very short gain. 2nd down and still close to 10 yards.
Yeah, so that time, number 72, defensive lineman for the Porter Cowboys, he's able to break off of his offensive lineman in front of him and meets the runner squared. And so a defensive lineman meeting a runner squared, it's most likely the defensive lineman's going to win.
Quick pass. Ooh, big hit as the quick pass to Brandon Vasquez. As soon as Vasquez turns around, number 7, David Pacheco, is there to bring him back to reality. No yards on the play, and a big hit by Pacheco.
Well, we said that the Porter Cowboys needed to respond, and it seems so far in the first 2 plays on this drive, they have responded as they are coming battling. So it'll be a long 3rd down. We've seen Harlingen Cardinals convert on big 3rd downs. Porter Cowboys need to make a stop right here in order to stop the bleeding right now.
3rd down, 13, 10 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this 2nd quarter. Brandon Goss has plenty of time in the pocket. He rolls out to his right. He's looking for a wide open receiver. He finds one, and the pass looks like it is complete, and it is. This will be a touchdown from Brandon Garza to number 13, C.J. Gallegos. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Here we see him. He steps back. He's looking to his right side. There's finally some pressure, and he makes some nice pocket awareness as he steps around, and he sees, as he looks up the field, an open receiver coming. Can't cover receivers for that long, and so nice footwork by our quarterback there, and he makes the big play, scoring another touchdown on 3rd and long.
And nice work by our instant replay cameraman there, getting that really good replay. Check that out later on, as it is a clear touchdown, as he dove and caught that one. The extra point is good. However, we do have a flag on the field. I think there's going to be an offside on that Porter defense. Should be declined. 28-0, the Cardinals well in control of this ball game.
And it looked like we were finally going to see the Porter Cowboys make a stop, as they had shown 2 strong plays. They were the ones that forced the 3rd and long. Usually when we had seen 3rd and long, it had been because of penalties. That time the Porter Cowboys forced the 3rd and long, but the Cardinals respond as good teams do. And the Cardinals make the big play and scoring the touchdown right there. The Porter Cowboys were not able to stop them a 3rd time.
I'll tell you what, I've got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line on that series, as they were just blowing that Porter Cowboy defense of line back, and also sealing off those linebackers. I also have to give some credit to number 20, Robert Davila, who hasn't seen a lot of play, as he had been injured early on in the season, and he has come back with some conviction, and he is running with some power. So Robert Davila lighting up the field there, as he earned a good chunk of those yards on that Cardinal drive. We have a new kicker in. Check this out. Number 28, Yellerson Castillo, the running back. And he is a converted soccer player, so he shows his leg now. Oh, and he puts it way down, trying to coffin corner almost, but it actually rolls out of bounds right at the pylon, so that will be an infraction against the Cardinals.
Yeah, it looked like it was a really pretty kick. The receiver there makes a smart play, as it was pretty close to the sideline. He could have caught it and taken it in, but he allows it to bounce out of bounds. And so they will have it at, I believe it goes to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. So they roll in Yellerson Castillo, who has been a bright spot, if you will, in the running back rotation this year. And like I said, he's a converted soccer player, so he has a leg on him, and he booted that one. Just happened to go right out before getting to that pylon.
And we've seen him try it before earlier this season. He's been putting in a lot of time, and that's a little bit better kick than we've seen him do some a lot others. They were a little bit shorter before, but that was a really nice kick, just a little too far to the right.
And Alvarado comes out now. The Border Cowboys will have possession. Oh, and it is stuck hard. The running back is stuck hard in the backfield as he hands it off to number 20, the running back. And right off that corner, it is a familiar face, number 24, who's been creating some havoc in that backfield. Jonathan, tell us what happened there, because that was a huge stick.
Well, here we see on the replay, he just goes unblocked, it looks like, because he was out there quickly. Yep, we see the offensive lineman, he misstepped right there. He took a right step when he should have taken left as the line, or he should have taken straight forward. Gives him the easy gap down the middle, nothing the running back could do, and he is punished on that.
Punished big time. So that's going to bring up a second down and 12 yards for the Porter Cowboys. 28-0, Cardinals lead. Here we go. Alvarado looking right. He's pressured from behind. He lets this one fly, and it is intercepted. Intercepted Cardinals. And I believe it is number 6, Felix Reina, who gets that interception back from earlier that was negated because of a penalty.
Yeah, right there we see more pressure again by the Harlingen Cardinals as they put on the blitz. Delayed blitz. Good timing on the blitz as number 3 comes in free. That is Elijah De Leon. It's almost you couldn't see him coming at all. He did not show blitz at all. He just came all of a sudden. He came fast. Hits the blind side as the quarterback's releasing the ball. And just like you said, number 6, Felix Reina, gets his interception back. Would have been his second one, but he'll take that one right there.
Definitely will take that one. As earlier he had an interception, but it was brought back because of a defensive offside. Here we go, 1st and 10. Brandon Garza will go to work. Fidencio Gonzalez, the running back in now. He goes under center, hands it off to Gonzalez, right side, bounces it outside, back inside, slips a few defenders there, 3 or 4 tacklers, and he is well beyond the first down marker. Fidencio Gonzalez showing that he's got some power as well.
Yeah, that was a nice run. But there were 2 offensive linemen that I kept my eye on that play, Aaron, as they drove one of the defensive linemen for the Porter Cowboys 16 yards down the field before anything even developed.
16 yards. That's a long way to go backwards. Brandon Garza, 1st and 10, 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this first half. 28-0 Cardinals lead. He's looking left. He wants Rosales. He gets Rosales to the 20, the 15. One man to beat, 10-yard line, and he will be tackled well out of bounds. You'll hear the boos from the crowd there, but it looks like a good tackle from here. Should be a first down Cardinals.
Yeah, right there I also want to highlight Steven Gasca. He makes a nice block, continues to block down. That's a hard block to make in that open field area, and he just held on to that block, kept his feet moving as the defender started moving away from him. He just kept sliding with it. So it makes it a very easy play for the other receiver when the blocking is that nice.
Brandon Garza will go to work. He has 4 receivers this time. 1st and 9, which is 1st and goal. Oh, hands it off to Gonzalez as Brandon Garza faked everybody out, including me up in the booth. He was rolling right but handed off left. Touchdown, easy walk-in touchdown for number 23. Fidencio Gonzalez will make it a 34-0 ball game as the Cardinals have fooled the Porter Cowboys on that play. And they basically walk it into the end zone, Jonathan.
Yeah, that right there was it was very similar to a draw play as he drops back like if he's going to pass, like if he's rolling right as the receiver just waits. Looked like he was going to block the left side, but he gets the ball in his hands and just runs it in. Easy run for him as he fooled everyone on that defense.
And the extra point is good, 35-0 now, as the Cardinals have put up yet another score. What a beautiful play that was. I mean, I was watching Garza because he likes to run that little bootleg, if you will. He just kind of rolls out to his right-hand side. And he must have just slipped it out of his left hand, quickly because he sold it really well. And Fidencio Gonzalez just took off opposite direction, and there was pretty much nobody on that outside. Beautiful play. I'm watching, Jonathan, this Harlingen offense. They're communicating very well with each other. Receivers to the coaches, the sidelines. They're running a pretty hurry-up offense. And they're settling into that saddle really nicely right now at this point of the season.
Well, one of the key things when you are running one of those hurry-up offenses is the level of communication, because as things are moving faster and faster and faster for these Cardinal offensive players, they need to all be on the same page. Very easy to miscommunicate and have a big mistake, and that's often why many teams like to run this, is because it forces the defense to also have to communicate very well. But the Cardinals have been able to take advantage tonight.
And it's going to be a big kick by Samuel Basan, number 85. It will be returned. It's gathered at the 3-yard line. Pacheco going upfield now to the 15, but he will be tackled quickly. So they will call him down at the 15-yard line as Pacheco tries to make something happen as he returns this football for their Porter Cowboys special teams unit. 35-0, 8 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in this first half. And the Cardinals have not let up that defensive pressure. Number 24 has been a big story as he has put some heavy pressure. But last series we saw there, number 3, Elijah De Leon, and again, number 6, Reina, getting his interception of the night.
We don't see 24 out on the field. Looks like they're giving him a short rest. He's not injured or anything like that.
Alvarado, he has 3 receivers. Hands it off to his running back. He's got some space to the left side. pursuit by the Harlingen Cardinal defense, but he does get a really nice chunk of yards, probably one of the better runs of the night for number 20, the nameless running back. We do not have his name on the roster, but he gets a good gain out of that. One of the better runs for the Porter Cowboys.
And right there we see the initial point of attack. Those linemen are able to hold on to their blocks. One more lineman comes from the other side pulling, and it looked like one defender was going to come free, but he outruns him to the edge. He's finally caught from behind, but he makes a nice run play right there for about 6 yards.
2nd and 4 for the Cowboys. New fullback in the game. Hands it off to his tailback here. Tailback's going to fall forward. Will be close of the first down marker. Probably will not get it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 1 yard for the Porter Cowboys.
Right there we see 2 positive run plays for them. One gaining 6 yards, another one 3 yards. So it will be a short play here. I imagine they're going to continue to run as they've had success so far in this drive. But we have seen them go for different pass plays tonight. So they've had a good balance, just not enough positive plays for the Porter Cowboys.
3rd and 1. They would like to convert here. Oh, and it is a muffed handoff there, and he's going to lose yardage. Just a confusion. Looks like the quarterback wanted him to go one way. The running back thought he was going another. And so thankfully it is not fumbled. However, they do lose about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring about 4th down, almost 6 yards to go. So the punt unit comes onto the field for Porter. And I just want to keep an eye on this one, Jonathan, because these punts have been iffy for Porter Cowboys, and now they're backed up way up on that goal line.
Well, the punt, if you're looking at the stats, they don't look like they've been iffy. But if you're watching from the stands, the Cardinals have had many opportunities to block. It's just been some nice play by this punter, having a quick release as well as a couple of punt fakes fooling the defenders.
Here we go. He's backed up on about the 7-yard line now. He's going to move to his right, and he gets a beautiful spiraling punt off. I mean, it looked like a pass to us up here in the booth. It was so tight, that spiral. Great punt by Pacheco, number 7. And, again, he just had to dodge a blocker who was coming on and was able to sidestep him and get a good punt off. So we're going to have to check and see where the official's going to mark this one. They're going to mark it, give him a good, generous marking here.
Looks like it'll go to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, good punt. Very good punt.
I'd say the most impressive player of the night tonight for the Porter Cowboys has been that punter. On that one, he had to adjust once again. We've only seen but one normal clean punt for him, and that was a quick release. So I think he might have adjusted as well, as he also plays corner. We've seen some athletic plays from him as he steps forward and fools a couple of defenders. That time he just steps fully forward and gets a nice release.
There we go, option run. Brandon Garza is going to keep it. He gets to the outside, has a few blockers. He's going to get some good yardage on this run, probably close to 20-yard gain as Brandon Garza keeps it, does not pitch it to his running back, and he easily gets upfield with a look like a locomotive in front of him there, leaving some blocking for him.
Yeah, it starts off with a nice cut block by the left tackle there, and then Garza, there's no one there to come after him, so he just follows behind his blockers and gains a big chunk of yards on the left side, attacking this defense.
1st and 10 for Brandon Garza. They're now on the 38-yard line of the Porter Cowboys. Shotgun formation, hands it off to number 28, Yellerson Castillo, and he has just a wall of red in front of him. He's down to the 20, pumping his feet to the 19-yard line, and that is going to be about a 20-yard gain for the running back out of the backfield. Excellent blocking going on down there by the Cardinals.
Yeah, just you said it right there, as we see right here in the replay, as multiple linemen are running to the edge, and then the receivers get their jobs done as well, as they are just all holding onto their blocks. They create a little bit of space, just enough for the running back to make the plays, but then the important part is they hold onto those blocks, so no Porter defenders are getting anywhere.
Brandon Garza going deep to the end zone here. He wants number 1. Here we go. We have a touchdown signaled on the field, Jonathan. So did he have possession before the ball was ripped out of his hands? As long as he had possession in the end zone, that's going to be a touchdown. But we do have touchdown on the field. It is signals as a touchdown, so we're going to say touchdown Cardinals.
It's right there. So we see him. That looks like they're looking for him to come throw the ball thrown a little bit earlier. The defender covers it well and covers the short part of it. But big, nice play by the quarterback as he just decides to throw it over the defender, making the nice play there. I was a little surprised at the call, just like you said. The extra point is good, but we see the ball fly up into the air after the play, but we are not able to after he makes the catch, Aaron, we saw the ball fly up.
Yeah.
And so we kind of assumed, usually when we watch a game like this, that they'd call it an incomplete pass as he went out of bounds before he regained possession. But it seemed like they made the call that he had full possession before the ball went up, which is also justifiable, as we did see there was some time before it went up. Just usually when we see something like that, it does go to the defense on that.
Sure. You know, and the thing that it looked like he caught it probably in the front left corner of that end zone, and by the time because the ball did pop out of the receiver's hands, but he was already at the back of the end zone by then, so that's already 1, 2, 3 steps into the end zone, and so of course the officials called that he had possession, took a couple of steps, then I think the Porter defender tried to rip it out of his hands, and that's why it flew up in the air. So either way, touchdown is good. It's 42-0. Cardinals kick off now. It is going to be a touchback here, as looks to be a number 1 for the Porter Cowboys. Is not able to get a handle on it. So 42-0, 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And the Cardinals are coming off of a nice touchdown pass. And I think that was Brandon Garza to number 1, Brandon Vasquez.
Yeah, there we saw it only took a few plays on that last drive for the Harlingen Cardinals to put the points up on the board as a big, nice completion that had been preceded by a nice big run by Garza. The last drive that we saw the Porter Cowboys come out, they hit the Harlingen Cardinals early with 2 nice runs before on third down the Harlingen Cardinals defense stepped up, causing the drive to end pretty quickly. But we have seen some stuff out of the Porter Cowboys. Let's see if they're able to bring more here.
Alvarado lines up, shotgun formation. Going to hand off to his running back number 20. 20 goes left, cuts right. We do have a flag on the play. It may be a face mask, if I had to guess right. It looks like the defender's hand was up close to that helmet of the running back.
Yeah, it looked like his hand was up close, and the running back's head did go down as he made the tackle. And we do see the white cap make the motion that it was a face mask, and here we hear him say it.
15-yard penalty, because any face mask now, there's no more 5 or 15. It's all 15. So you have to keep those hands clear of that face mask. So they will have a first down. I believe it's about the 3rd first down of the game. 2 of them have come on penalties. 1 of them was earned on a run. So first down and 10 for Porter Cowboys here. Alvarado, he's lined up in the shotgun. He has kind of a little fullback here with his tailback behind. He's going to hand off to his tailback. Looks to be number 35, George Gutierrez. Fall forward for the gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, George Gutierrez right there. He runs hard. He came in and he just followed tight along the offensive lineman. Didn't try to do anything fancy. And he's able to make a nice 4-yard run. Or a long 3-yard run is what they put on the board.
Yeah, second down, 7 to go. 5:24 left to go in the second quarter. For those of y'all listening live, 42-0 Cardinals lead the Porter Cowboys. Second down. Alvarado has 3 receivers. Both of his running backs with him in the backfield. Hands it off to number 35 again. That's going to be George Gutierrez. He's going to gain about 3 yards on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Yeah, we've seen the Harlingen Cardinals. They're challenging the Porter offense to throw the ball, but the Porter offense has responded, and they're gaining positive yards, even though almost all of the defenders for the Cardinals are in the box, as they're leaving the outsides one-on-one with these receivers. But I think they have confidence that their players can make plays against the Porter players on the edge.
I mean, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the box, Jonathan, here on 3rd down and 4. They are waiting for that run. Blitz coming hard. Alvarado lets it fly. And waiting for the officials. Flag on the field now. I was waiting for someone to say whether it was incomplete or complete. Didn't see anybody make a motion. It looked like he could have caught that football. But there is 2 flags. There are 2 flags on the field.
He was wrapped down pretty viciously. It looked almost like a face mask. I was a little surprised that the flag came in a little late. I thought it looked pretty clearly that he had been drugged down in an awkward way. And it looks like they are going to call the face mask.
Face mask call. So he did catch that football then, it looks like, because they're giving him 15 yards. That's what we were questioning. We didn't see anybody.
No, I think they called it incomplete. They just gave 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
So incomplete pass, but a 15-yard penalty, so it brings up a first down for the Porter Cowboys. They are now down at the 36-yard line. And a yellow flag comes out again, so we have another penalty here from the line judge.
It looked like there was some movement along the offense of the Porter Cowboys, and they will get put back 5 yards.
So incomplete pass, 15-yard penalty. Now we're going to have a 5-yard penalty back. So the Porter Cowboys will now have the ball at the 41-yard line. A first down and 15 for Alvarado and company here. 42-0 again. Still 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Alvarado in that shotgun formation here. 3 receivers, 2 running backs. He's going to hand it off. There's nowhere to run for George Gutierrez, number 35, as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up.
Yeah, there's just too many defenders in the hole there for him to make any big plays. The offensive linemen have started to do a good job of blocking the initial defenders, the linemen up front, but these linebackers are just sitting right there waiting as there are too many defenders for 5 offensive linemen to block.
Second and 15. He's looking right. He's going to let this one fly into the hands of a Cardinal defender. Intercepted Cardinals. Number 25 is on the run. That is Adrian Vasquez. Will return this one all the way to the house. That is a 59-yard interception return.
And here we see the replay. What a surprise. Number 24 puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And there we see number 25 again, Adrian Vasquez, makes the big catch or interception, and then he takes it all the way to the house as the quarterback tries throwing it to the quick, small, short side of the field. And so there was really no one behind him to make the tackle once he did make the interception. But again, I would say big play right there. It's not going to go on the stats, but number 24, Rey Moreno, makes another big play. Not because he went unblocked, as we've seen him go multiple times unblocked tonight. He just gets by his offensive lineman. The extra point is good. So it'll be 49 with 3:41 left. 49-point lead by the Harlingen Cardinals as they have shut down the Porter Cowboys thus far tonight.
Yes, again, that is 49-0. Ladies and gentlemen, listening live at valleycentral.com. And we still have 3 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in this first half. The Cardinals have been on a roll offensively, defensively, special teams. A big shout out. So we talked about number 24, who's one of those unsung heroes on that Cardinal defense, is just putting loads of pressure on that quarterback. This last one, number 25, that is Adrian Vasquez with a beautiful 60-yard interception and return. So pick 6 for number 25. And the Cardinals are rolling at this moment, getting ready to kick off yet again here in this first half. And handling kicking duties now. Basan's going to take a rest as he just scored that extra point. And Yellerson Castillo, number 28. Last time he kicked went out of bounds, Jonathan, so he's going to try to keep this one in.
And we saw it was lined up to the right side, which is where he had kicked it out of bounds earlier, but now he moves it to the middle, puts it nicely in the air, but the Porter player is able to catch it on the run, and he gets it to about the 25-yard line before he's met by some free defenders of the Harlingen Cardinals, as I think he came too fast for his blockers to be ready for him, and as there were multiple blockers that were behind him by the time he got the ball after just a few steps. And so the last drive, big play by the defense. They put another touchdown on the board, as we've seen 2 defensive touchdowns tonight, one by an interception, one by a fumble. And the Porter Cowboys, I don't think they've made it past midfield tonight. They got close on the last drive before it resulted in the interception. But
here we go. Alvarado's going to line up. He has his troops here at the 26-yard line. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. And he's going to fall forward here for the first down, making it a second down, about 8 yards to go. And it looked to me like that little running clock there to start that series as the clock was running before the snap was even taken.
And here we see them. They have a lineman running off the field. A little confusing play, as number 73 does show us that he has some speed in spite of his big size, as he has to quickly push his way. They run the ball to the left side as they had a running back in the backfield with their quarterback. quickly met by defenders. It'll be 3rd down and long. Aaron, do you think they're going to be able to get a pass play off?
You know, yes, they could, but, you know, the past 2 pass plays have resulted in interceptions. And so, you know, I'd be really careful as a Porter Cowboys. And what's interesting to me is the Cardinals are just loading up that box. I mean, they're coming hard every single play. And so you figure something would have to be open on the pass. But really, the balls have just been way underthrown or just thrown not in the right area and have been picked off. So here we go. Alvarado's going to line up 3rd down. He will hand it off to his running back. That's number 35, George Gutierrez. And he's going to fall forward for a short gain. But it will bring up yet another 4th down for the Porter Cowboys as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter, 49-0. And Porter's punt unit comes onto the field.
And here we get to see the punter see if he can make another magical play happen, as there has been a ton of pressure on every single punt tonight. But no blocks. This punter has just made big plays for them tonight.
Yeah, Pacheco's coming onto the field limping. I saw him after that last punt, and he left the field limping, so he comes back on limping again. But either way, he's back to receive this snap here. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. Oh, and this time he has heavy pressure. He's going to run this one. He's got some space. He will have the 1st down up to the 45, and he gets close to the midfield marker here as he is finally chased around. And I tell you what, Jonathan, they may want to just do that the rest of the night because number 7, Pacheco, has probably been their best bet to gain some yards.
Yeah, we see him. He does play corner for them, so we know he has some speed, and he does get by the edge. And just like you say, it may be the best thing to do is give him the ball. We've seen him make nice plays. He's had excellent composure throughout the night as there has just been pressure on every play. The blocking has not been good for the Porter Cowboys, but has resulted in 0 negative plays on punts.
I say line Pacheco up in punt formation, let him run the ball. I mean, you know, he's shown some spark for that Brownsville Porter team. Here we go. They're lined up right at the 50-yard line. They want to get into the Harlingen Cardinals side of the field, and they do. He's going to run into the outside. He's got some space on the right-hand side, and he just barely steps out of bounds for a gain of about 7 yards for number 20 as they have finally broken into the half that has been so untouchable for them in this first half.
So they have 54 seconds left. They're going to try to push these plays moving along if they're able to get the 1st down here, I believe. And so we know their punter has had some composure. I'm not sure if he plays kicker for them or not, but he's kicked some balls pretty far. They may just need a few yards to get an opportunity to put some points on the board, maybe in the form of a field goal.
2nd and 3 for Alvarado. He will hand it off to his running back, number 20. Barely hands it off, it looked like, as that ball was almost fumbled on that transaction there. But he will run forward for a 1st down as he gains close to about 8-9 yards. 1st down, Porter Cowboys. 47 seconds left to go. Both teams have 3 timeouts, neither of them being used yet.
Yeah, right there on that last play, it looked like the footwork might have been off either his or the runner's, but he kind of handed the ball off in a totally different fashion than normal, wrapped it around the runner. But the runner does make the positive play, gets the 1st down.
He's going to look downfield, pressured hard, and he is tackled hard by number 25 of the Cardinals. That is Adrian Vasquez, who returned that last interception, and that is an incomplete pass.
Well, this Cardinals defense is very aggressive, and they do blitz him on that one, and so he becomes the free defender coming off the blind side as they overloaded the one side of the ball, and he just comes free, and just like you said, he punishes him. I thought he was going to get a chance to throw it, but his windup was a little bit slow. I think he was trying to throw it farther down the field, and so his windup took long, and he gets hit hard.
2nd down and 10, 29 seconds left to go in this first half. Alvarado hands it off to his running back, number 20, but he is met quickly, tackled from behind there, and will fall right around that original line of scrimmage. And we do have a timeout on the field. And it is Porter Cowboys taking the timeout. So 21 seconds. They would like to put some points on the board, Jonathan.
And we haven't had the opportunity to see them put a field goal up, so we don't know what the range would be for them. But I imagine their coach is going to try to get them in field goal range here on this play, or perhaps he'll just try to line up in the middle if they have a really strong kicker. As it is, you know, it'd have to be a really far kick on that. You'd have to have a really great kicker.
I'd say
maybe line up in punt formation and
put Pacheco in the game. I'm telling you what, Pacheco has impressed me tonight for the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. He's got some speed. He's been returning footballs. He's been punting. And he's also made a couple of plays on defense. So, I like Pacheco to get on the field and try to do something here, as these Porter Cowboys have just struggled so much here in this first half. They're getting some success on this last drive, though. They've pushed the ball upfield. The running game has come around a little bit here. So, again, we have 21 seconds left to go. They still have 2 timeouts, and if I'm Porter, I want to try to put something up on that board so it is not a goose egg as you go into that locker room at halftime.
And so far in this drive, it looks like they've been able to figure out the blitzing packages of the Cardinal defense, as they've been able to run away from the blitzes and into some nice field areas, whether by luck or by play calling. They have had great positive yards so far this drive.
Alvarado lines up, 3rd down, 10, looking downfield, wants to pass this one, lets this one fly into the hands of our Harlingen defender. That is number 4. That is Hayden Flores, and he's got some blockers coming back the other way, up to the 30, the 35. Time will expire, looks like 40. He finally goes out of bounds. No, and we still have 3 seconds left to go on the clock here. But Hayden Flores, number 4, with another interception for the Harlingen Cardinals.
Yeah, here we see on the replay as the receiver looked like he might have been open had the ball been thrown short, but it is largely overthrown. And we see number 4, Hayden Flores, just makes the play for the Harlingen Cardinals. He tries to reverse it around the field. He runs around trying to make the big play. Looks like he gets around, but he's met by several skilled players, and they do push him out of bounds.
So we have 3 seconds remaining in this first half. Any glimpse that Porter had of going to the locker room with something other than a 0 on the scoreboard was dashed by number 4, Hayden Flores, as he picked off the quarterback and had a brilliant return. I thought he was close to breaking that one, Jonathan, which would have really just driven the point home that Harlingen is well in control of this ball game. And so here we go. This offense is back. Brandon Gassa, he's lined up in shotgun formation. He has 2 receivers, double tight end set. And he will hand it off to number 20. Number 20 is going to get it. It goes around the left-hand side. Has some blockers trying to break it, trying to make something happen. 15-yard run for Robert Davila, and that will bring the first half to an end.
Yeah, there on that one, we do get to see some of Robert Davila's dance moves as he does break down and put some moves on, but just way too much field to cover on the run there, as the Porter Cowboys played a very safe defense, had multiple defenders out back waiting for them to see what happened and developed in front of them. How do you feel about the first half, Aaron?
Well, I tell you what, I feel that the Harlingen Cardinals are playing very well, and they have stunted Brownsville Porter in all forms and fashions of this ball game. So we have a 49-0 ball game. We're going to go into the halftime. Thank you all for listening live here. We will be back with live audio once the second half starts.